Hi guys, this is Ratcat. Wanted to talk to you today about my Series 2 Lotus Elise. So, it's been universally agreed upon that the Series 2 Elise is the best Lotus ever made. It's well known that this is the best Lotus ever made. However, it does have some small problems, but today I'm going to address a problem which it doesn't actually normally have. Now, I'm not a perfectionist, but I do like things to be kind of right, if you know what I mean, and I've done a lot to this Lotus in terms of sort of fixing up rattles and making things a bit better and tighter and more reliable and all that sort of stuff, but I wanted to talk to you today about this. So what happened was, I was coming home from a drive today and this thing was shaking around like nobody's business. And because I put my head over the dash and I noticed it. I don't know if you can see how that's shaking like that. Can you imagine driving along? So what I've done, you can imagine driving along, hitting bumps, and it's going to be going like this. These things are aftermarket. They're not meant to be there. They're slats, sort of like those slats. Normally that's the original. These are not original. They're aftermarket, and whoever did them should be really ashamed because they're garbage. I mean, I don't even like the look. I prefer the slats, but the problem is, the originals had a little tab which sort of held them in place, whereas these don't. So what I've done, I'll show you what I've done. Let me just lift this up. I have fitted an aluminium piece there. All I did was drill a hole through and fitted that piece like that. And so far, you have to be very careful when you're putting this back on that you don't scratch your Duco, because I'm going to actually file that over nice and smooth tomorrow and make it all neat, but for today it's going to do the job. Also, let me show you this piece here. Let me just put this down for a sec, somewhere where I'm not going to damage it. This little spigot here is broken, which didn't help. That's what I'm talking about. It was a real garbage job, whoever did these. I mean, that's a joke. Come on. That is not... You can't be serious. Really? So I'm going to use some ultra strong glue and fix that and leave it overnight to... But that's going to work. That is going to really work well. So I already proved it when I put it on. Let me show you. I'll put this on. Like I said, you've got to be very careful when you put it on. Trying to do it with one hand, of course, isn't that easy. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Just two seconds and I will be with you. Probably got my head in the thing then. I didn't want to get my head in the video. So, okay. There you go. Now that's fitted in. Now once that's down, have a look how solid that is. No movement at all. That's going to work so well. So I will continue on the video when I've done both of them and show you how it looks. So with the bolts back in, as you can see, the cap screw head bolts are back in, and now look at that. No movement. It's taut. Very taut. Isn't that good? No rattle at all. It's taut. I don't even need to repair that, really, to be honest, that broken bit there, but I will. But it's taut. Okay, so I'm stealing from a cartoon and a movie there, because it's taut and okay. As you can see, look at that. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a bolt with that little flange, and I'm going to fix. I didn't know about that rattle, so that is no good like that. No good at all. It's a job for tomorrow, okay? And I will show you when I'm done, guys. Okay. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you want, and comment. If you've got a Lotus, let me know what it is and what you've done recently to fix it up. The other thing I have is that thing, which is a temperature gauge. It's plugged into my OBD2 port to tell me what the temperature of my engine is. But I think I'll paint that black, the head of that, so it doesn't stand out as much. But I'm so glad it's toit. Okay, catch you later, guys. Okay, so I've painted the head of the bolt black because that was silver, and I think it stood out a bit too much. But this little aluminium arm is very tight, so it's not going to come loose. And the broken spigot I've glued back on with my really strong Gorilla Glue, so I'm just going to let that sit. It's already foaming, you can see it coming out the sides there, so I'll let that, it'll probably take a couple of hours to dry, set pretty hard. It's very, very strong, that stuff, Gorilla Glue. So while that's just going to sit there drying with the paint and the glue, I'm going to start on the other side and put it all back together. Okay, so this is the passenger side, or the left hand side if you're in England or Australia. So the spigot, as you can see, is not broken, so I don't need to repair that. And I've fitted the new retaining arm or tab, whatever you want to call it. And all I have to do now is paint it black with my trusty paintbrush, which is made up of a toothpick and cotton wool. So I'm just going to paint that, and that side's done. So, and that bolt, actually I've put a little nylock nut on the other side, so that will never come undone, and it's done up really tight. So that's done. I'm just going to paint that, put it back on, and wait for that one to dry, and we're all done. Okay, so I've rounded that off, the little arm, with my my air tool, and I'm quite satisfied that this spigot is now quite well glued, and it's actually quite tight. So yeah, you can't move that. It's very tight, very, very strong glue. I might have to trim that little bit of excess glue, or I might just stick a bit of paint, black paint, don't know yet. But it's actually all ready to go back together. Quite happy that the panels are back, and there doesn't seem to be any movement at all now. Very good. So I am quite happy with that repair. It's an ongoing thing with these cars, unfortunately, but it's not a big deal. You know, you get little things happening and bits of trim, little repairs now and then, but that's the joy of owning a, they call it a, what do they call it? Because they're hand built, but they're mass produced. And there's actually a term for it somewhere. Let's see. Manufactured by EWVTA. That must have been the name of the actual person who built it. Yeah, there's somewhere it's written low manufacturing procedures or something. Yeah, complies with low manufacturing or something like that. But yeah, they're not a kit car. A lot of people say they're a kit car, and they are definitely not a kit car. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's my repair for my front access panels. Very happy with the repair, and I think I'm going to go for a drive. So I'll catch you all later. Bye.